For a little spin now. What's up, everybody? So today we're back in the garage. We are finally working on the Civic again. As you guys just saw there, we got it cleaned up, took it out for a drive, and everything on it is great. It's been sitting in storage for far too long, so it's nice to finally get it out and take it out for a spin. But we've got a bunch of stuff that we need to install on it. As you guys know, I've been collecting a bunch of parts for the car, and yeah, I'm kind of running out of space here because the Subaru, I'm getting a lot of parts for that car too, so I've just got too many parts. So we need to go through and get some installation going on the Civic. So today we're gonna focus on the interior. I've got a bunch of stuff for that. So yeah, let's show you guys what we got here. So as you guys can see here, we got the interior plastics for the Civic. These are extremely hard to find, especially in this condition. If you guys don't know, these are Civic Type R, EK9 specific quarter panel pieces. Most of the time, this section here is cut out in order to run strut braces, which finding these, like I said, is extremely difficult. And then of course, these are black because they come out of the Civic Type R. So it's got everything here. All the clips on these are good. We've got the speaker covers, got all the mounts and stuff for the cargo cover and everything. It even has a little light that's built into it, which if you guys know, the Civic DXs that we got here in the US did not have that light. So I don't know if we'll be able to hook that up. I may have to find a plug or something to wire that in, or just leave it as is, but it is nice to have that little feature there. But yeah, these pieces here, extremely hard to get. And then of course, we've got the A pillars, the B pillars, and the C pillars, and the lower kind of trunk portion there that ties those in together. So everything here is the interior plastics, which, like I said, those are extremely hard to find. Usually you can find these. They're usually in kind of rough shape. This one here, I think one of these is missing I think it's that bottom one there. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Has got a broken tab, which it hides behind these quarter panel plastics. So not too worried about it. Other than that, these are in great shape. And then of course, if we're doing the interior stuff, I've got one more box here. Just gonna open that up and show you guys what's inside. As you guys can see here, these are the rear seats out of a Civic Type R. Like the ones we got in the US, they are gray. These ones here are black. Again, kind of like the quarter panel pieces, these are somewhat hard to find in a good condition. Usually there's rips, tears, stains, or mostly cigarette burns. And as you can see here, this is a super clean set. So I am super happy to have gotten these. Again, they are, like I said, difficult to find, but thanks to my friends over at JDM Ohio Direct, they were able to source all this stuff. So if you guys are looking for anything for your Civic, go check them out, because you guys can see here, they get some pretty clean stuff. I still need to find some more stuff, but I'll be messaging them over there to see what else they got once I'm ready to continue on with the interior on the Civic. We still got the headliner, we got the rear hatch portions, seat belts, and front seats, and then of course the dash, but that's gonna have to be sourced someplace else because that is going to be left-hand drive instead of right-hand drive, and finding one of those is turning out to be a big challenge. So let's go ahead, go out to the car now, get all this stuff torn out of it, and get the new stuff installed. Okay, so step one, we need to get these rear seats out. So now we got that rear seat out of the way, we can go and focus on our plastics. So we'll take off our seat belts here. So we've got one here, one there, get those off of here. That'll give us access to this piece as well as the B and C pillar. We got our speaker cover there. We got a bolt there. And then I think, yeah, there's nothing down below. Yeah, just the bolt there from the seats and then a few screws like where the speaker cover is, and then work our way back to the rear panel there. But yeah, overall, shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and get those all taken out. So as you guys can see now, we got the stock Civic interior removed. We can go and throw in the EK9 stuff. That was honestly pretty easy. Didn't take much to get all these clips and stuff to break loose, and we didn't break anything. We just got it all removed here nice and cleanly. So let's go ahead, throw in the Type R stuff. All right, so as you guys can see here, we've got most of the interior put back together. I went ahead, got my side pieces on, got the rear tray on, got the upper sections, and it's looking really, really good in here. The only thing is that rear back panel there, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but right there where the latch is, there's a little bit of a cutout. So I'm not sure if it's just because it's possibly a 96 to 98 model, or if it's just because that's the way the Type R is. I don't know, or if it's just the Japanese ones, but there's just a little bit of a notch cut out there. So we may need to figure out what to do with that one. And then these seats. Now these seats here, I don't know if it's, again, an older spec versus this one being a 99 to 2000. The way these mount up, as you guys can see there's these two holes there. Now on the other seats, they're threaded, so that's how you would incorporate this bracket. Now this one looks like it slides in there somehow, and then I'm not sure how it braces itself on there, but it appears that this is different. So I don't know if we go through and just swap over the fabric onto the new ones, because otherwise these are on really good condition and stuff here. So we may end up doing that here. The rear seat fits good. So the bottom portion, this one fits good, but these backs here are just a little bit different. They don't seem to mount in the same orientation as the USDM ones, or at least the 99 to 2000s. And then the other thing is, this one being a 99 to 2000, there's a brace that runs underneath here, and these are shaped a little bit differently. You can see how it hugs there. So I ended up popping that brace out there. I'm assuming they're not really necessary, seeing as the other ones didn't have it, or at least the Japanese ones didn't have it. I don't know. But I pulled the bracing that was out that runs basically underneath this floor pan here. So that is now out of here, and then we just need to figure out what to do with these seats. So I think maybe we try to swap over the fabric. I don't know. Pop out those hog rings and stuff there. But so far, it's looking really good. It's just run into this little issue here. So let's go take these back in the garage and compare them to the US spec ones. As you can see here, we got the seat set up here on this table. These are both the driver's side, rear, back seats there. This one's obviously the USDM one. This is the JDM, black versus gray, and the shapes and everything look to be identical. You can see there's got the same little notch cut out there for the quarter panel piece. It's got the same, I guess it's got the same latches and stuff right there on the side. And then of course it's got the same little knobs at the top there. So everything is basically identical. It just appears to be the mounting of it itself. So on the JDM one, it's got this rod here. Looks like it goes inside the quarter panel, whereas the USDM one does not. And as you guys can see there, it's got the threaded inserts here for that L bracket, where you guys saw that it would mount on that quarter panel portion, or the quarter panel side, to give it that hinge to swivel. The JDM one here does not. So it has no threaded inserts there. Like I said, it's got the rod and everything there. So that appears to be different. And then also on this side, it just has the hole for like accepting a rod to go through, like on that center portion between these two seats, where this one has the rod itself. So I think we're gonna go ahead and try to either swap out the backing plates or just swap out the covers themselves. Either option shouldn't be too bad, but it looks like all we gotta do is get these hog rings out of here and take these latch mechanisms out, as well as that upper portion right there. So I believe these should just, yeah, those just unthread, as you guys can see there. So we'll get that unthreaded out of there and swap these over. I do have this here. So we've got hog ring pliers and some replacement hog rings to put everything back together. So let's go ahead, get these torn apart and swapped over. As you guys just saw there, we got the backing plates off. I was thinking about doing the fabric and just swapping it over, but I think doing the backing plates makes more sense. It's a lot easier. Obviously, we're already here to this point, just sliding that out. Wasn't too bad. Hardest thing of getting all this removed here, obviously you had the hog rings and stuff, but it was this little clip right here. This one, you got to try to reach inside there with like some pliers or a screwdriver and just kind of press against it. It's this little cap right here. You guys can see, kind of see there, it's got that lip on it. It just rests in there, so you got to try to push these in to get it to pop out. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing, but we managed to get it off. So this one here is a USDM one. You can see it's a little bit cleaner condition than what the JDM one is. That upper rail on this side isn't all rusty where this one is. Also, it looks like that one's got a little bit of a dent in it. So I don't know if that's meant to be like that or not, but we'll go ahead and take this one now and swap it in here. Sweet, so we got the first seat done now. Looks really good. We got no weird sags or nothing in the fabric. Everything's nice and tight. The foam lined up perfectly, as you guys saw there. Got our hog rings and stuff all in place and secure. This little tool here works great. Having this whole baggie full of hog rings in there is super nice. If you guys are interested, I'll link this down in the description below. If you guys decide to do this to your car as well. But yeah, first one's done. Let's go ahead and do the next one. And just like that, these seats are now all assembled and put back together. This is the one we just did here. Brand new hog rings on the back side, all fully secure. You can see the backing plate since it's got the threaded portions there. Got it all swapped over. Everything fits perfectly. We got no weird sags or anything like that in the fabric. So these things just straight up swap over and should be good to go. So with that being said, let's go out to the car now and get these things installed. As you guys just saw there, we now got the Civic all buttoned up. The interior looks great in there. We still need a few more pieces to kind of finalize the full Type R look that I'm going for. Obviously, I'm trying to keep the car left-hand drive, so the biggest challenge is going to be finding a left-hand drive dash. And that one being black, you kind of have to source it from the UK, which everything in the car right now has been JDM, and it's been super nice having connections with JDM Ohio Direct because they've been able to source most of the components for that car. So getting those pieces for the car has been super nice, but yeah, finding parts from the UK is turning out to be a little bit bigger of a challenge than what I was initially anticipating. So everything else for the car, as far as behind the dash, you can use the Japanese parts, but for the dash itself, it's got to be UK. I still need to find the seat belts, the front seats, the privacy cover, the headliner, and the rear carpet, which I may just go through and dye the rear carpet, but we'll see if I can find one. If not, dyeing it's probably a better option just because those get pretty used, abused, and ripped up. So mine's in not bad shape. It's a little bit dirty, but yeah, we can definitely go through and dye it instead. So I'm super happy to have gotten the car out today. We got it driven, we got it cleaned up, we got the interior swapped over, and everything's looking really good. I now have made space in the garage as well as my storage here, and we can continue on with the Subaru. So that'll probably be the next video here. I've got a bunch of stuff coming for this car. That was the main reason for getting those interior components kind of moved out and back into the Civic. Obviously, we got tons of more stuff to do with the Civic, but yeah, the Subaru is definitely kind of taking up space. For now, we got the Civic, like I said, cleaned up, all those parts installed, and it's drivable now. So if I do decide to install some more parts on it, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted. But for now, you guys have to wait and see for the Subaru updates. So with that being said, hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure to big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.